Hi, episode 301. I am 9-year-old, and I am Jan's son. And let's talk about NFL and Jalen Hurts. No.
Oh, it's a zebra gamer music.
It's a zebra gamer music. Couldn't think of anyone else. Okay, so first, Jalen Hurts is better than Patrick Mahomes. 2, no questions. Save that to the end. So the Eagles have gotten 6-1 so far, and they are first place for the NFC. I'm sorry if I got that wrong, but just trust me, guys. Eagles are doing amazing. On week 8, so you go against the Commanders. Again, the last time they go against the Commanders were on week 4. And they were, and the Eagles won against the Commanders 34-31. That crazy? And also, happy birthday to Frank.
Now is the time.
Forever? Tangent. Old.
Halt.
Hashtag always MGM.
You are approaching the unloading area.
Calm down. AK haters.
But what if it
Behold
could?
the majesty of the Sistine Ceiling.
For the kids.
A salute to all theme parks, but mostly Walt Disney World.
What a cute ending.
Aloha and
Don't Dillo it.
This is Theme Park Thursday and the 301st episode of the Dillos Diz podcast. She is Jen.
Hello.
And I am Frank, and we here at DillosDizResort.com because we're doing things in reverse today, so I'm completely confused.
We are. You need to click on the chat thing. Can you see the chat?
What?
Your
Where's
guest,
the
you can
chat?
see it.
Are we at the
Yeah,
resort?
over by the
This is just
buttons. You can see the
Oh, look
comments.
At all those comments.
Look at that.
Hello, everyone in the chat. We're here at DillosDizResort.com. Of course, that is our Patreon with memberships beginning as low as $1 per month. DillosDizResort.com. It is our 301st episode on the heels of the shenanigans that ensued last week. It's actually Tuesday night here at the resort. It is October the 24th, 1 week from Thanksgiving. If you could see beyond my screen, did I say Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Did I say Halloween? 1 week before Halloween. I got Thanksgiving on my brain, everyone.
Oh, God.
Halloween is 1 week away. Behind the screen here is our Christmas tree.
Ridiculous.
Hallmark movie season
Whatever
started.
makes you happy, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
It just brings us joy.
Yeah.
Brings us the joy. We have things to discuss about the Hallmark movies already? But you'll have to catch up after Thanksgiving. See how I brought it all back.
It all comes back.
But I have one thing I wanna talk about because I know where you're going. I think I know so I'm gonna get cranky here pretty soon.
That's right.
And I want to talk about today, Tuesday, the 24th of October. Today, 2 memoirs were released, both with Disney connections.
Mm-hmm.
Column A, you have John Stamos's memoir.
Yeah.
Which I cannot recall the title of right now. And then column B, you have Britney Spears, The Woman in May, on that side. And obviously Britney, former member of the all-new Mickey Mouse Club. John Stamos, biggest Disney fan alive, a full house. Jen, will you read both of these memoirs, none of these memoirs? And if one or the other, which one first?
So, I mean, first off, does there need to be a Dillos Pop book club just for these? Because we've tried a book club in the past. It didn't go great. So do we need them just for these?
Possible.
Also, all day on the TikTok, I was doing a bunch of things. So I wasn't on the TikTok all that often. But whenever I was, someone was either reading the book, someone was playing the audio book live. They were just sitting there live playing the audio version. Someone was going over highlights. I don't know that I need to read it because I feel like I'm gonna have all the information of Brittany's, I should say. Not
Mhm,
no one was
mhm.
going live with John Stamos's book today. That I saw.
Oh, no.
But I did see Brittany's. So I mean, I would be more inclined to read her book, and I'm not saying I won't, but for right now, I feel like I have all the big hits. John Stamos, I feel like he revealed his Tony Danza story, and that may be the biggest one from the from the book. So I'm not sure about that either. But maybe because I feel like John Stamos, interesting life with the Full House and the Beach Boys and the Disney. So maybe.
So you have led me down the path of what I wanted to talk about
Oh,
briefly.
perfect.
I know I only can do it briefly here,
Uh-huh.
right? So I started thinking about Stamos with the Beach Boys over in the city last year. He was with the Beach Boys at a pretty famous concert venue that I'm aware of, and
Melissa about.
so right, and so when we were young, there wasn't a lot of options. You didn't have the streaming and
Uh-huh.
the DVDs and the Blu-rays. You didn't have any of that back then.
No.
What we had was VH1. And
Yeah.
on VH1, every hour in 1988, you got the Kokomo video at the Grand Floridian
The Kokomo.
with Stamos in his hot pink tank top. I don't know if he's wearing a tank top or not. I'm just making that up. I'm being as sensational as his Tony
Here we
Danza
go.
story. And he's playing the steel drums.
Mhm.
And and for us it was like, hey, you could see Disney for 3.5 minutes in
Yeah.
this video. Now,
Mhm.
in retrospect, like I did a Wikipedia search today on Kokomo and how like it's like number 17 on the all-time worst music videos, and the song is like on many worst song ever lists. And obviously if you speak to a real Beach Boys fan, they will hate you for liking Kokomo. All these things. Obviously we
Uh-huh.
love Kokomo
Yeah.
for these reasons.
There's too much singing on last week's episode. We're not doing all that this
But oh, here we go. Nailed it. Nailed it. I don't know what that really says about me right now in this moment, but there we are. Hot pink
Uh-huh.
tank top at the Grand Floridian.
Yes.
It was 1988. It was an easy guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Glorious. But we both are in agreement that we love Kokomo. Yes, the
Yeah.
song, the
Oh, for
video, the
sure.
whole thing. Yeah,
Yes.
there's
Everything.
no
All
Disney
of it.
nostalgia right there in a
Yeah.
nutshell.
Yeah.
All right,
Will
that's all
you
I
read
wanted to talk
either?
about.
Or are
What's
you
that?
going to read either book?
I feel like I need a little more info on the Stamos. I would be curious.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to read Britney's. I don't think I can. I don't think I need my. I don't want to be sad. We did a free Britney episode back in
Mhm.
early 22.
Mhm.
So I feel. I don't know. I try not to take things on that make me sad.
I have a few things to follow up on in the chat tonight. I'm Lewis. I'm going to explain why Frank may or may not have trouble with the chat this evening.
Mm.
But there's questions as to, since we are talking memoirs, will you be announcing your memoir tonight
Oh,
on the podcast? And if so, what would the title be?
the title of my memoir would be "The Improviser's Experience."
Oh, wow. Okay. That's big. Lewis is also saying, really? Like the Beach Boys only had a few really deep hits. Are you being sarcastic, Lewis? Are you being sarcastic about the Beach Boys? Because that's a
I
whole
don't think
other.
that's sarcasm. I was like, yeah, because I do enjoy the people, and I was never a big enough music fan to really
Yeah.
get into these kind of debates.
Yes.
But the people who would debate Pet Sounds from the Beach Boys as like the
Uh-huh.
greatest album ever
Uh-huh.
versus insert your favorite Beatles album here.
Sure.
Those debates I always enjoy, and always a little surprised that people. I'm not saying they're wrong who take the Beach Boys side. I just always feel like
Mhm.
it's overwhelmingly Beatles all the time. So when someone comes out of the woodwork and it's like Beach Boys, Pet Sounds, I'm like, oh. And I know a lot of people will say Beach Boys Christmas album right up there as well.
Right. All right. Are you good? Did you get everything out that you want to talk about? So we
I
can
can keep
start the
going.
actual episode now.
We could keep going. This haunted
mean,
mansion room on
We
the
could.
on the
Well, all
Disney
right,
treasure.
we can talk about that later. Listen, It's your
Mhm.
birthday. You tried with the 5 days until your birthday as of this recording,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
you tried to plan that 300th episode last week to try to overrun your birthday month, to try to
That's
keep you in a good mood for your
Mhm.
birthday,
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
try to not have a birthday episode, to do all
That's
the
right.
things.
Yeah, if I hadn't named that pop episode that we did in September
Right.
about streaming, if
Yeah.
I didn't say that was a numbered episode, we
Right.
wouldn't have had a birthday episode this year, by God.
But here we are.
Dang.
We're here to celebrate your last year in your 40s.
Oh, no.
The last year in your 40s. So, Lewis, back to your earlier question, can you see the chat tonight? He was having difficulty because he is in this StreamYard as a
Mm,
guest tonight, not
mm,
as someone who owns the controls,
mm,
because I had to keep a secret for tonight.
mm.
There's a secret waiting now that will be revealed. So,
Oh,
when we go to I almost said the restaurant we go to. When we go to a local family restaurant, often
mhm,
for birthday dinners,
mhm.
sometimes there's someone missing because technically we are not the only Dillo siblings. There is
Right.
one unofficial
Oh,
Dillo sibling.
oh,
And I feel like she
oh.
needed to be here to celebrate your last year in your 40s and your birthday. So here she is, the one, the only Angela Dahlgren, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Frank, you're so old. When she was like your last year of your 40s, I'm like, wow. She should not have shared that to the public.
Mm-hmm. No, we're here to share it all.
Wow.
Hi, Angela.
Hi, you guys.
I'm so happy to see you. I want to hug you.
I'm so happy to see you too. Jen dragged me back onto the internet just for this occasion. And I am so happy to be here.
You try to
Well,
hide.
I
I'll find
did.
you.
I really tried to hide. I actually deleted every single social media app, in fact.
mm.
But I couldn't stay away. So
I
here I
have
am.
the phone number. I'm going to
I
find
know.
her.
He hunted me down. Here I am.
Well, I know it's fall, Angela. Weren't you coming to New York in the fall?
Oh, well, Frank, it's funny.
Wow,
you
what a
should,
great segue.
gosh, wow. It's like we could have planned this.
Oh.
Well, I didn't want to come empty-handed to your birthday
Oh.
episode. So, about 1 minute ago, actually, because Jen, I had to refigure some things out. I
Sure.
actually booked my flight to New York.
Oh, yes.
I
When are
really
you
did.
When?
February.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm
Yay.
coming in February for a little Dillo reunion.
Yes.
But it's going to be my first time smelling the subway, and I'm so excited.
I mean,
But
in
it's
fairness,
February. It's not as bad.
exactly.
Maybe I picked a good time of year then.
Yeah, you needed to be here in the summer if you want the true smells of New York City.
Okay. Well, you have to ease me in. I am from the Midwest, where there's lots of cornfields. In fact, near my hometown, there is a water tower that is shaped like a stalk of corn.
That's
It's like
we
a
might
Are
big
you allowed to
thing.
dance in your hometown? Is that allowed?
Yes, and Kevin Bacon periodically stops by
Yes.
as well. So,
Oh, I love it.
so we have a trip booked,
Yay!
and it's like a big thing. Like 1 minute before I signed on, because I booked it and then it wasn't showing up. So then I had to contact chat, and I don't know what's happening with my watch. Can you please calm down?
You're so popular.
I am telling a story. Thank you. Anyway, it is figured out now. I'm very excited.
Yay!
So we have to
So
start
excited.
planning all the things we want to do.
All the things.
All the things.
Well, while we're talking about planning, because this might actually work out, because something we have to get to this evening is 2 years ago on Frank's birthday. I was like, hey, everyone, let's give Frank birthday challenges. And then he was like, okay, I'll do 2 of them and not the rest. And there's many to do, Angela, including yours. And he says, oh, I really got to make Angela's tater tot casserole. Still hasn't done it.
Here's the thing. I've never even made it before. I just eat other people's.
I see.
Hey, tater
Love
tot
it.
hot dish, Come on, you got to try it. You know what we should do? We should make it when I come. And then it'll be a new experience
Oh.
for everyone.
A whole little cooking special.
I know. We can even live chat it if you want. I don't know. We could go a little crazy. Yes, Ryan, I'm going to announce my memoir as well. Maybe we don't want to do that right now. It's been a little traumatic here in the Midwest lately. Hence me not being on the internet, but it's fine.
But it's fine. We're here. So what I was going to say is that my birthday gift for you is that I need you to pick a date, Frank, but maybe we do it when Angela's here because the time frame will align. Because from October 14th, which was 10 days ago, until May 5th at the Liberty Science Center is the science behind Pixar and the whole exhibit. And I know we talked to Adam, like, Adam, are you going to this? And I think we need to go to this. So maybe we figure that out when Angela's here as well.
Okay. Also, Erin Foster, who lives in New York, she wrote the Disney Cruise Line unofficial guidebooks. She promised me that someday she'd bring me to see the penguins at the Bronx Zoo.
Okay.
Because you can actually like meet a penguin. So I don't know if you guys have met a penguin before.
I mean, I don't have like penguin meet and greet hookups, but you know,
I mean, I got a pass though that'll get you in.
So it's just kind of been on my mind when I think of New York.
Yeah.
Also, actually, the first thing I think of is the Ghostbusters building.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that
The first thing. Then
See,
the second thing is
the
the
whole
penguins.
siblings tour of New York. I love it.
I love it.
So I think we should start planning now.
That's
there's a lot to
soon
do
for us, though. It's kind of early for us to start planning.
Oh yeah, that's right. I
No,
forgot. Oh no, I forgot.
3 months.
It's all coming back to me now.
Wait a second. What have I done?
Episodes.
Nothing about this triple B plans. Oh no.
Okay, so I'll just make a list of things I might want to do when I'm there.
What? Because have you been here before?
Never.
Never.
And, my
Never.
cousin has lived there for years, but I've just never gone.
Wow. Oh,
Not to mention my siblings. Oh my gosh, I get to meet mom and dad.
Oh well,
we gotta plan. Wow, there's a lot of planning to do.
Yeah. How many?
How many days? Let's see.
Not enough time. I do need a park hopper. Oh, by the way, I guess this is my announcement that next Friday I'm going to Universal.
Yes, that's on my list of things to ask you. If you have any upcoming trips, tell us everything.
I have a lot of upcoming trips.
All
So,
right, let's go back. We're getting so excited. We're skipping over things. How
Okay.
many days are you going to be in New York?
okay. Well, the original thought was maybe Friday to Sunday because I'm a teacher now, like a full-time teacher, teach
Right.
special ed. I gotta be there. But then I thought, well, because I'm like, I don't want to put Jen out for 3 days. That's a lot. Like, and I'll have to poop at her house at some point if I'm there for 3 days. It's just a lot of togetherness. I don't want to put her out. But I'm like, okay, well, if I do 3 days and we get to that point where she's like, you're in my routine too much. Well, I have my cousin that I never see in New York. And I have Erin Foster who can take me to see the penguins. And then Frank, there's you. But
Yes.
I mean, all I hear about New York apartments is that they're the size of a box.
Well,
So
got a
I
good
don't know if
size
it's
apartment, but
true or
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to. I'm already putting Jen out. So I wasn't sure if I
Not
was going to
putting
put you
me out.
out if you live in a sardine can. So, because
we'll
this
make
is
it all work.
That's right.
I have a pass to the zoos and the aquarium, so you can do the Bronx Zoo, you can do the Central Park Zoo, you can go to the aquarium down at Coney Island. So
Yeah.
I didn't even know Coney Island was in New York. I thought it was like in Long Island, which is also New York, I guess.
it's
I
all-
don't know these things.
That's where you'll be staying.
That's right.
so
But Staten Island is where the thing is. Oh, sweet summer child. I'm going to learn so much.
I'm not sure. What is the thing? Wait.
what is the thing is that night?
All I know about, isn't that where the Statue of Liberty is?
Ellis Island, which you
That's
can
it.
see from Staten Island, I
That's it.
suppose. We'll work on it. Plenty of
I just
time.
want you to know that everything I know about New York, I learned on TV.
You can take the Staten Island ferry
That's
and
right.
see the Statue of Liberty. So it's all the same.
You know, like Streisand on the Staten Island ferry, she's singing, and the Statue of Liberty is in the
Yeah.
background. You can have that moment for yourself.
Okay. Start spreading the news. There you go. I'll just be the ultimate typecast of a New York
Oh,
tourist.
this is gonna be glorious. This is gonna be a glorious
Except if-
weekend.
If anyone gets the Sex and the City reference, I will not wear a scrunchie in my hair.
Oh man, a scrunchie. You have to. You have to, so I can say that.
I will wear a scrunchie in my hair. Well, I have one right now. So
I literally did that line to Mr. Snidillo like 2 weeks ago when I was putting a scrunchie in the 6-year-old's hair, and I was like, "A scrunchie." I'm like, "What's that from?" And he's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "What do you mean you don't know? You know this show well enough." He's like, "That's too much of a
that's too much of a
deep cut."
niche.
Oh, so
All
funny.
right, so there's a lot to pack in there in a couple places.
Apparently, including knowing which island the Statue of Liberty is on,
Including where I'm staying. Number 1.
including where I'll be housed, and if I'm going to poop in New York or not.
I mean,
That's a lot
Place
of
your bets,
things.
everybody.
Yeah,
Place your
well.
bets.
What's the over/under on my bowels, you guys?
well, it'll be like a baby pool where you pick the day and you pick the time, and you know,
Like
Yeah.
literally a baby pool, because we all know what happens when you go to baby pools. It's just sheer chaos when the three of us get together.
wow.
Oh
Been too
goodness.
long.
See, this is why we miss you, Angela.
I know. We miss
See,
you
I don't
so
know.
much.
I don't know if we talked
You
about
can
that.
always count on me to take it to the next level.
Talk about topics we never have. It's great.
Yeah, sorry about that. But I
Well,
mean,
never be
I'm around
sorry.
kids all day, okay?
Right? There's a
you
lot of
know?
poop.
There's a lot.
Mhm. No, it's understandable.
There's a lot.
So-
Oh,
all right, so
Lewis
you're go-
asked.
Yeah,
Wait,
go
sorry.
ahead.
Lewis asked me if I teach geography. No, I teach math, literacy, and social skills,
Okay.
which apparently I could use some of those myself. So we're learning together.
Scatological humor. Yeah, I mean,
That's a really, speaking of,
It's a very big word. For,
I haven't said scatological humor in a while. I'm glad that Lewis has
What do
brought
you
it
mean?
back.
Yeah, haven't said
Yeah.
it in a while. Like you just drop it all the time. You know what
Like
I haven't
ever.
said in a couple of years?
yes.
I said it like in my 20s when I was in graduate school getting my MFA in dramaturgy.
Mhm.
Right.
Almost 30 years ago. Man. that was
Scatological
20.
humor. Oh, we'll get on topic eventually. What was the question?
No, I think Jen mentioned that you were going to Universal next
Oh,
week.
yeah. Oh, if we want to pivot from New York to Universal, we can
And
do
it's
that.
up to you. You depend. I just didn't want to get us too far away from New York. I knew there was
Right.
more to
We'll
excavate
go to
there.
Florida
I'm
now.
using big
Sure.
words.
Yeah.
And you're going to Florida next week.
So I'm going to Florida next week. Yeah. I'm going to Florida. I need to work. I'm going to shape
do?
up. I was working on my Yorkshire accent last week.
Mm.
Oh,
I was in my car. I was in my husband's car because he took my car, and I couldn't use his music because it's terrible. So I'm like, I'm going to practice my Yorkshire accent. It's really bad. I'm sorry, you guys. My Irish one is much better. So I'm going to
Better
pivot
pivot.
That.
Mm-hmm.
to New York for the foreseeable future. See how good I can make my accent
Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
before
Talk. Water. You got to do a lot of W's.
water,
Coffee.
coffee,
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
So I'm going to Universal. It's
Yeah.
Versal or Versal? Universal.
I don't know how I would say it with an accent.
So that's working. We're gonna work on that anyway. So I'm going to Universal on Friday, next Friday, with Annie, my daughter.
Mhm.
But this is like such a first world thing. I'm like, hey, I want to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter too. It's gonna be a blast. Chocolate frogs all over the place, right? You're not going if you don't read the first Harry Potter book. She's like, what? But I watched the movies. I'm like, doesn't count. Movies are good, but they're trash compared to the book. It's like, but it's like 309 pages, 312 if you count all of the pages. I'm like, yep. So you better start going, or we're not doing it. She's
That's
like,
it.
well, will we still go to Universal? I'm like, well, I might just go to Florida and sit there. I don't know. So she started like 3 months ago, and she just finished the first book. She's like, oh my gosh, They are so good. They're so much better than the movies. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
got to push through the first chapter. It's boring. But now she's on the second book and she's like, I'm going to read all of them. And it's what I wanted. I wanted to have her like have some excitement going to the
Yeah.
wizarding world,
Right.
like have some investment into Universal.
Yeah.
She does want to go on all the scary rides.
Mm.
So I
Going on
have
Velocicoaster again?
that's the thing. I think she's going to want to.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to use those grounding exercises that I've been working on in therapy every week. Use my deep breathing and my sour candies because I want to try the Hulk. Don't know if
Mhm.
it's going to happen, but
Yeah.
it's like we're going to be brave. Why not? I did look into Halloween Horror Nights, but
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
I just she couldn't handle it. It's totally her. It's too scary for her. No, it looks horrifying.
So there's a lot there because all of a sudden, the last time you were on the podcast, now we talked about your ride on the Velocicoaster, and which I now can only equate to Jen's experience on Tron
Yes.
because Angela, I never heard Jen scream in all the 41 years the way
Easy.
she screamed on Tron.
Okay, question though. Did you do Guardians?
Yeah.
That was so fun.
Did you get sick on Guardians though?
Well, let's just assume I get sick on every fast ride.
Right. Yeah. No, I felt super sick after Guardians. I didn't feel sick after Tron, aside from walking off and kind of feeling uneven,
Yes.
but then that passed quickly. The guttural reaction I had, I can't even explain, but my eyes were closed the entire time. My arms
Mhm.
were like this, and I was screaming my head off, and it stopped, and I went, well, I'm not doing that ever again.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Velocicoaster, but with tears.
Yeah.
Like I had to go, like I said, go get a moose juice afterwards because I'm like, I couldn't hang.
Yeah.
It was
No,
a lot.
no, I can't.
The ride before that was when I went on Tower of Terror for the first time in years,
Mm-hmm.
seated right next to Len Testa, and just screaming my head off. How do I remember I was screaming? Because his sister was filming my reaction the whole time. So that was
Where's
super
that
fun.
video?
Oh, I have it. I
Yeah.
have it somewhere. It's
we'll
just
need that.
black, but you
We're
hear
gonna
me
need that.
screaming. Yeah. I have it somewhere. Yeah, I'll find it for you. Yeah. So Velocicoaster, not a fan.
Mhm.
Tron, I mean, okay. So like everyone's like, oh my God, Tron's so good. I was like, it's okay.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
You know.
It has a I think it's a nicer beginning than Rock and Roller Coaster, and then it turns into Rock and Roller
They
Coaster.
really hyped it up.
Mhm.
That's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I appreciated that it was nice and quick because
Yes.
that's all I kept thinking was like, this is a quick ride. This is a quick ride. This will be over soon.
But that's what was disappointing about it, is it was
Yeah.
so quick. It's like you wait in line forever.
Yeah.
And then the ride's over, and you're like, well, could have gotten Starbucks in that amount of time.
Right. And that makes sense for people who enjoy it and like rides. That's not me. So
I'm not getting myself very many fans on this.
But you,
Yeah.
but you've never been on Hulk in all these years.
True.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
So I would say, if you survived Velocicoaster, which I'm not saying you did, out of body
Saying
With
experience,
most of my
definitely
soul
call that.
intact.
and the moose juice,
And the
I
moose
think
juice.
you'll be okay on Hulk.
It's just a really big ride.
Mhm.
You know when you start going through the metal detectors that you're like, oh, okay, here we go. So I have Universal next week. And
Mhm.
then in January, I am bringing my niece to Disney. She has not been since she was either 7 or 9, and she's 21 now.
Mhm.
And I'm like, we got to do it. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
got to bring that magic to your life.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that for a few days in January. But I have to like circle all my vacations around school breaks now, and that's
Yeah.
really irritating.
Mhm.
Love my
Mhm.
job, but that
Yeah.
is irritating. And then we'll do something for spring break, but it won't be theme park related. So
Nice.
yeah.
Do you have
Yeah, go ahead, Jen.
What?
What?
Wait,
Huh?
who-
Jen?
what?
You?
He-
What?
do you have plans with your niece? Because now that she's 21, like there's something like you can do some nighttime activities while you're there.
Could.
Little jelly rolls action.
Could do jelly rolls. You know what? I've never been, as we know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry.
I know. That's all right.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
We're still
I
shocked.
regret the error. We could do that.
Yeah.
And I don't even think about it right now because I'm on Accutane and can't drink on Accutane. So I'm like, that part of my life's over right now. But I'm old anyway. Not as old as Frank. But
No one's
Oh.
as old as Frank.
no.
I forgot why we
No.
were here.
We got Rip Van Winkle over there.
Yeah. I titled this for those staying at the resort. They received the link to watch this, and it's called the Frank is Almost 50 episode. So I need to say it as much as possible.
Well, before you can't. Then it's just the Frank is 50.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite, let's pull the curtain back to a Dillo moment. I don't remember when it was. It was probably like the beginning of 2023 sometime, maybe. It could even have been because we didn't get to do Christmas last year on Christmas because there was a lot of sickness and my whole house was sick with the flu and whatever else. So I think we did Christmas in January. So I bet you that's when it was. And you kept saying next year I'm 50.
Mhm.
And Mrs. Dillo for Mrs. Dillo, there's Mama Dillo. Mrs. Dillo is his wife.
Ah, okay.
Was like, yeah, was like, wait, next year? You're gonna be 50 next year? And he's like, well, no, I mean, I'm not this year I'll be 49, and then next year, but it was like, oh, already we can already say that next year you'll
Yeah,
be 50.
Next
Oof.
year.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean, it
not
had to
fun.
happen. It's going to
Yeah.
happen to us.
Right. Just not yet. I mean, Angela has so many years until then.
Yeah. I mean, unless I die.
God forbid.
A little bit of dark humor just spritz in for you, like a little dash of salt.
Yeah. Lewis, I'm going to be 49. He's asking in the chat. 49.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was so jelly that I couldn't go to your Dillo reunion. I looked at flights to go for like a day and a half, and they were like $600. I'm like, sorry.
Yeah.
Not
Like,
for a day and a half.
I can't do it.
I even had a travel credit, and I'm like, it's not enough.
Yeah, no.
But
Yeah, I think it was even more than that. I feel like it was
Yeah, I think it might have
over
been.
7 or something. And I was
Yeah,
like,
it was
"Oh, that's
ridiculous."
insane. Yeah. We missed you.
it looked like a ton of fun. And I say looked as in I missed the whole thing because I'm not on social media.
I was gonna say, how'd you know? How'd you see it? How'd
I
you
know. I dabble in Instagram. I'll periodically be like, what is my cleaning person that I watch organizing right now? So
Right.
then I'll kind of watch her videos, and then
creep right back out?
yeah, exactly.
I get it.
Yeah. It's fun stuff, you know.
Angela, the Harry Potter stuff, because here in our home, that's been our nighttime routine for the past 14 months is reading Harry Potter.
Oh, wow.
So the sixth book just hit its climax last night, so it's kind of a big deal here in the tower. So
I'm really
there's
sorry.
a lot of stuff going on the last couple of days.
Because emotions are high.
So and right now we're discussing whether a quick jaunt to the Wizarding World is in our future as a Christmas gift. That would be then also in January. So I ask you, as you prepare here, what are some of the things you're thinking are like, I want to do this with my daughter when we go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter?
Great question, Frank. I'm glad you asked. So first of all, I waited to get to this point with my daughter because she's old enough to go on all the rides. I did bring my son when he was 5, just because I wanted to do a day at Universal, and there was plenty for him to do. But he did not get the Harry Potter stuff at all. It went right over his head. But we also hadn't really watched the movies. For her, we haven't talked about it a ton yet, but we're going to do a lot of just exploring because since she read the books and you've
Mm-hmm.
read the books,
Yeah.
there's so many details about
Right.
what the shops look like, and like Nocturne Alley
Mm-hmm.
and little bits like that, like when you go into the girls' bathroom right next to, I think, the Hogshead or something, you can hear Moaning Myrtle in there. So
Oh.
there's little things like that that
Mhm.
are in the Wizarding World, that are in the books, and you wouldn't know it unless you like did the deep dive. So I'm going to bring her to do little things like that. I am going to bring her to go to, not the um not the bank, but there's a shop there where you can talk to a goblin and you can ask him any question and he answers
Okay.
like your question.
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah,
That's
there's a
cool.
little
Yeah.
shop. I think it's where you can
Yeah.
exchange money or letters or something, but there's a goblin there, and it's not the bank, it's a separate shop.
Mhm.
There's a lot of little Easter eggs within the
Yeah.
place.
Cool.
I am dabbling with getting an interactive wand just because you can do a lot of magic there. And I
Yeah.
think she's at a perfect age where she would really grasp onto that. And
Mhm.
I've been there probably 4 or 5 times and I haven't bought a wand yet, but I
Right.
think watching her do that would be really cool. Definitely going to do Honeydukes and the sweet shops. Rides are going to be part of it for sure. And walking through the castle, even if we don't do the ride, which she'll want to, I've done, and I haven't done the ride because it
Yeah.
kind of makes me sick,
Mhm.
just going through the castle. So the exploring part will be really, really neat. And then trying frozen butterbeer because it's my favorite there.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I actually, since we're wrapping it back into the birthday challenges, I did do Steffer's challenge, which was, I was supposed to try them all, but they wouldn't, it was, still later COVID times. So, da 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 da. I only got to try, I only tried some Florian Fortescue's ice cream.
Oh, yeah. That's what I
So,
was going to
yeah,
say too. What'd you
yeah.
try?
I think it was the chili kind. That was it was a spicier ice cream, if I
Yeah.
recall.
So you get chocolate chili on the
Yeah.
bottom, and then you
Yeah.
get the Earl Grey on top.
Oh,
Mm.
And
see,
it's a really good, yummy, like
combo.
balanced combo.
Oh, interesting.
It's
See,
the
I
way to
just went
do
with
it.
all chocolate chili. Is what I went with,
Yeah.
which was, it was
Try.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, it is good. Try the, or get the Strongbow hard cider with a shot of fire whiskey.
Oh,
That's really good too. Yeah.
noted. He said, yeah, I have I'm, of course, secretly, I'm like, I hope it goes this way. That she's like, yes, I want to go. That's what I want the Christmas present to be. But who knows? Who knows what'll happen between now and then? She's too busy practicing her own New York accent in Newsies right now, twice a week.
Oh my
So,
gosh. How
yeah,
old is she now?
7.
Oh my gosh. She's a
So,
good age though for it.
yeah, no. So I feel like, yeah, it will hit right. And I mean, I think there's a chance that, well, I'm trying to think of, I think if we got to the end of January, there's a chance that we would be done with the 7th book the way we've been pacing.
Oh, for
But
sure.
yeah, it would be close. So I kind of want the 7th movie references of the park in there too. So
Well, and I'm re-listening to the first book
mhm.
because I offered to like kind of do them all together with her, and she's already on the second. So I'm like, well, I'll just listen to the first. And it's amazing the references that they make to certain characters, and that they take the time to point out the detail of like the bloody baron and stuff like that. And then the role that he plays in the 7th book at the
Mhm.
very end. So just very detailed tidbits that
Yeah.
seem like nothing when you read about him at the beginning, and at the end you're like, "Oh my gosh."
Right, into all these things.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. And that, yeah, that's something I probably would have to deep dive myself. Like, where are they in the park, and know where to find them and things like that. So that's like an exciting future excursion for sure.
what I was going to tell you
Mm.
is you probably know this. They have a Back to the Future escape room.
I did hear of this, and I actually just saw like a little pop-up ad thing, and I was like, oh, is this still happening? Because yeah, we saw the musical on Broadway, and we just saw the movie on Saturday in the theater. So we're on a Back to the Future kick too, but that's true. I forgot about that.
So, we're going to do, it was between that and the Jurassic Park one.
Mm,
And I love both movies, so I'm like, "Ooh, which one do we
yeah.
pick?" And I asked my daughter because we don't have a park day for the day we come in.
Hmm.
I'm like, "Well, what do you wanna do?" So we just started reading the reviews, and the consensus is if you're a Back to the Future fan, you're gonna love the nostalgia,
Yes.
but overall, the Jurassic Park one is better,
Mm,
but they're both really good.
yeah.
So, like, if you're a Back to the Future fan, it's really good, but if you're just like a escape room person, it kinda leaves something left to be desired.
Well, there's my next question. Are you an escape room? Do you think you're an escape room person?
I've done one.
Hmm.
I get, really alpha about it.
Uh-huh.
Some might say controlling.
Right. Hmm.
But I can't really do that with my, 9-year-old. And with these escape rooms, like, if you don't figure it out, it just, like, you magically find a solution anyway, and it moves on. But, it's, like, next level escape room. You should read some reviews about it, and if you do go, they'll probably still have the Back to the Future one going.
Yeah.
I wish we could do both, but it's, like, $100 for us to do just one, and I'm
Yeah.
like, "No, I'm
Yeah.
not shelling out $200." But, if I went again, I would definitely do the Back to the Future one. So
Jen, are you an escape room person? Have you done an
And
escape
I
room?
haven't done any escape rooms. However, there
Mm.
is an episode of Schitt's Creek where they do an escape room, so maybe I can be in now. You wouldn't know that because you've never seen it. But maybe you know what? I should have made that a birthday challenge for you is to just binge that whole show. But no, I haven't. I feel like years ago. Did you like one of the first one, maybe the first one you did? Did you do one in the city like a while ago? I don't remember because then I think after you're like, "Oh, we're gonna get this for you guys to do," and I was like, "No,
Oh,
please don't."
I don't. I don't think so. Because I mean, I don't. I like to sit on the aisle no matter where I am. So I don't. I don't like going into rooms I can't
Right.
escape
Oh,
from.
that makes sense.
yeah,
So,
that's
yeah,
the
I don't
problem.
know. I don't remember what it was, and I was like, "No," and then after it, I was like, "Oh, I think I just didn't know enough about it," and it sounded like, "Oh, that sounds like something that would cause me anxiety," so no, but then I was like, "Oh, maybe." I don't know.
Well, so they're not locking you in because the very first one I did, I'm pretty sure not medicated, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like, I'm claustrophobic, like, what if I can't get out?" And then they put you in the room and, like, they rest the door closed, and I pushed it open like that, and I'm like, "Oh." I mean, good, but also, like, lame.
Well, now the illusion is gone. I can't believe
Ah,
it.
well, I'm not really on Mars now.
Oh, maybe Jen, you were thinking I did the void. Maybe that's what the virtual,
No.
the VR. No.
No,
No.
it was I don't know what it was. We'll
Yeah.
we'll think of it randomly on a
Angela, have you been in an MRI machine?
oh, yeah. Oh,
I
Angela,
have.
come on.
Don't get me started. I hate MRI machines. The first time I was in it, they gave me Ativan, so I'm like, "Oh, we're good. It's fine." Second time they couldn't because I was breastfeeding, and I'm like, "Not doing it. Not going
Mhm.
in." So they're like, "Can we bring in your husband?" I'm like, "Sure." So he talked to me for 90 minutes straight
Oh my
to
god.
distract me, and then the third time, I think I just had to suck it up. So I was just doing different drumming patterns with my hands.
Mm.
Are you allowed to move? You're not supposed to move? Drumming patterns.
I don't know how I got around that one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
hate MRI machines.
No, they're the worst. It's such a
They
mind
are.
over matter, like talking yourself through, like, and much like I do on Tron, my eyes aren't opening. And I think I've only had two. And I think the last one I did, like, I think I went on, like, my eyes wanted to open. I was like, don't you do it. Don't
I
do
know.
it. And then I think they opened for like a second. I was like, oh God, why did I
Yeah.
do it? Why did I do that?
And
Yeah.
they're like, "Don't worry. We are going to keep your head still so you don't have to worry about it by enclosing your entire head with padding. But you get a mirror to look at so you can see the way out, but you don't get to go that way." It's awful.
No,
No.
no, thank you.
No, Jen told me she was like, "Do not open your eyes. Do
Yeah.
not open your eyes when you're in the tube." I've only had one,
Nope. It's fine.
2 years ago, 2 years ago, maybe. And of course, I was like, "No, I can already tell. I was like, I'm gonna have to see where I am because I already feel I'm too
Yeah.
enclosed." And
Hmm.
I opened my eyes, and it was worse than I could have possibly
Uh-huh.
imagined. And
It's
then,
like horrible.
And like the first like 5 minutes, it was like everything in my control to not press the panic button.
Mm-hmm.
And then and I guess I went back in the second time because it wasn't conclusive. So I had to go back,
Ah.
but for a shorter amount of time. And that time they forgot to give me the panic button. I was like, well, I hope it goes okay.
Well, hope you guys can hear me screaming in here because that's what I'll be doing, Sue.
Oh, by the way, it's soundproof, so good
Yeah.
luck. It's so funny because we're completely fine, but it's just they
Yeah.
tell you, they're like, okay, if you need to use this panic button, squeeze the ball.
Mhm.
But just so you know, if you do it, we have to start all over. And it's like, well, I'm really between a rock and a hard place, aren't I?
Yeah,
'Cause I don't want to go back in there.
I know.
Is the option just no?
Is that what happens if I say no? Then what do we do? Now what do you
How
got?
about
Do you have another offer?
I guess the other offer was bringing my husband in there and making him talk to me.
Angela, you're staying at a Universal Resort when you go.
Yes, we're doing a value resort.
Mhm.
It's just Steffers is always like, pay extra and then you get the express pass. And then I
Mhm.
look at the prices to stay at in higher hotel, and it's like $400 or $500 a night. I'm like, nope, not worth it.
Yeah.
Can't
For
do
that
it.
money, I'll go back to Disney.
I know.
That's how I would think.
I just bought myself Disney Genie, which I still have yet to try. I
Yeah.
can't do it.
Same.
I can't pay for a fast pass. Fast pass.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Think about all the Dole Whips I would buy.
Sure.
Go ahead, Frank.
No, it's okay. What are you doing for? You got Halloween plans? Where the kids dressing up as for Halloween?
Let me think. My son is being Mickey for like the 3rd year in a row.
Okay.
Adorable.
Solid
Mhm.
plan.
Yeah.
My daughter's being Audrey from Descendants.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
So what
Mhm.
daughter of Sleeping Beauty, granddaughter? I don't know.
Mhm.
And then she told me I was being Sleeping Beauty, and I didn't really care. So I'm like, sure. But I didn't want to buy the costume, so I went on Poshmark and got it for like 25% of the cost.
Nice.
Have I tried it on? No. But I'm gonna wing it.
Yeah, it'll totally be fine on the day of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm Dilloing it.
Exactly.
Just
Exactly.
see what happens.
Yes.
What are you guys doing?
Go ahead.
me first?
You have a whole thing.
I mean, we've been theming a lot the last couple of years, and kind of parallel to Harry Potter, the 7-year-old has done all the Percy Jackson books. She has read those all on her own.
Wow.
Yeah, so then she went on an offshoot and is like heavy into Greek mythology. And she's
What
7.
is her reading level?
Higher than mine.
Of course, the teacher in me is like, what is she reading at?
Yeah. So I grabbed, and I didn't think anything of it, but I have a bunch of reference books from my Renaissance Festival days. And so when she was reading Percy Jackson, I was like, oh, she's kind of into the Greek gods. Let me grab this reference book I have. And she devoured it. And I'm like, it's an adult level Greek mythology reference book. Like, what is happening? So she will be Athena.
Obviously.
And
Good choice.
Mrs. Dillo will be Medusa.
Wow. How come she had to be Medusa?
Well, I think it was a mix of she kind of wanted to be Medusa, and and I think the Uma Thurman version in the Percy Jackson film, she was kind of like, yeah. And I will be a Dionysus, the god of wine and theater.
Obviously.
What
else?
Right? I mean, please.
These sound like some intricate costumes, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a level up from being chimney sweeps one year and.
Yeah. Now, is it one of these things where like people are gonna look at you and being like, "You're," and then you're gonna have to tell them? Okay.
Yeah, we couldn't be like Hercules and and Hades. I was Hades from the Descendants. I was Hades from the Descendants last year.
Yeah.
She was Mal, and we did Mal, Maleficent, and Hades last year.
See, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the blue wig. It was awesome.
Oh, you had the blue wig?
Yeah.
How did it stay on?
Do I need to get it? All right, I'll pause.
Oh, you're gonna get it?
Yeah, I'll go get it. Yeah.
I need to see this.
All right.
I'm too curious.
Oh, it's
They're
like an
gonna think I'm
official
Raz
plug.
and Frank, but I'm truly curious.
No, that's what we're here for. It is his birthday episode. We've
It's
been
true.
too nice for the
It's true.
last 40 minutes or so.
I know. We need to be meaner.
I know, but it's a good little Descendants. The little Descendants family was good. I don't know if he could probably try to show a picture and then just block the 7-year-old's face, but yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, Jen, what are you gonna be?
I actually don't know. I feel like we started once the 6-year-olds came along, they were Woody and Jesse, and then they were maybe then they were Ariel and a Paw Patrol, but then they went back and they were Forky and Bo Peep, and then we wore Pizza Planet sweatshirts to be like, oh yeah, and then it became Mr. Dillo and the 9-year-old, and then me and the 6-year-old are like teaming up. So there
Yeah,
was
you
Mario
branched.
and Luigi, and like Cinderella and the fairy godmother, and whatever.
Mhm.
So this year, the 9-year-old is going to be Hero from Big Hero 6,
Oh.
and Mr. Snidillo is going to be Baymax. Now he wanted to get an inflatable Baymax costume.
Obviously. It's what you
Obviously.
do.
They're like almost $100 on eBay. And I'm like, do we need this though? And he's like, but like the memory of it. I'm like, they have a
I
little
know.
onesie you could do from like Amazon. Maybe just do the one. I think he's gonna do the onesie, although I don't think we've ordered that, and we probably should because now we're a week out. But to match you, the 6-year-old is going to be Aurora.
Okay. You know what? Maybe I'll bring my costume with me.
I
We'll
think
we'll
you
play
should.
dress up.
Oh my god, she would go crazy. And then I was like, okay, so what do you want? Oh my god.
Oh boy. We have
Yeah,
thing one over
and-
here.
With the red shirt, it's like perfect.
I didn't style it in time to,
Mhm.
That's what you look like when you wake up in the morning, right?
That's true.
Yes.
I would go out like this.
Yeah. It's pretty
Totally.
amazing.
Yeah, and I don't remember which way it's supposed to go.
I'm just shocked that they have a wig for this.
Yeah. They have something for everything, you know. Is that an official Hades wig or is that like a blue wig? How did you
Yes,
shop for that?
If I recall, I did like the search for Hades, but I don't remember if it's a blue wig or not on the website.
Mm-hmm. Well, good to know you can always double up as thing
I
one
know.
because of
Yeah, I
you
know.
got a red shirt and you
Yeah,
got the blue wig. It's
Perfect. Yeah. I think you're gonna be perfect this year.
Double whammy.
It's all I can see.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Fine.
I mean, I want you to leave it on, but
So
Oh.
funny. So I don't know what I'm being though because I asked her what she wanted me to be. She's like, "Oh, I don't know." And so I've gone through things. I'm like, "Oh, what if I'm one of the fairies?" And she's like, "No, they argue
that would be
too
so
much."
cute. Oh,
Yeah,
they do.
no,
Yeah, they do.
They argue. So then she's like, I was like, "What if I'm Maleficent?" She's like, "Are you kidding me?" No,
Oh.
absolutely not. I will have nightmares. I'm like, okay, great.
Well, that's
And
okay.
so we were like going through, I'm like, I don't know what to be. So then I came up with an idea last week and I was like, oh, this could be a good idea. And I should have just done it and not talked about it first. But I was like, what if I just make a shirt that's like, I'm not a regular mom, right? Like from like Mean Girls, like I'm not a regular
Yeah.
mom, I'm a cool mom. But I'll be like, I'm not a regular mom, I'm Aurora's mom. And then get like pink ears with like the crown in the middle and just like do that. And she was
Why
like,
not?
what? No.
She doesn't get it.
No. I was like,
She's
but there's this movie. And she's like, yeah. But then she told Mr. Snidillo, but isn't that mean to regular moms? Like, what's wrong with being a regular mom? And we're like, no, it's not. We're not trying to be mean.
You've taught her
What
too
movie?
well. She's too good of a person, Jen. I think you should tell her. Fauna, she was the fairy that was nice to both fairies. She
alright.
was not a starter.
Yeah.
She's not.
I like that. I like that.
All
angle.
she wanted to do was make a cake.
Right.
Plus, you look really good in green.
All right. I'll try that route.
Yeah.
See
You could
what
even
she
show her
thinks.
the clip and be like, see, she was just the
She's so
peacekeeper.
nice. She's just trying to keep everyone good.
Yeah, she's just good vibes.
Yeah. All right.
You
I'll work
know?
on that.
Yeah. The color she wears. I don't know what it is.
Funny. Anyways,
Yeah.
you looked like you were going to say something up there.
I don't know what I was gonna say. My head is still itchy from wearing that blue wig for 5 seconds.
Well, That'll do it. That'll do it. All right. We haven't talked about your birthday enough. Let's go back. Let's talk about how you will be 50 next year. And 2 years ago, when you were about to be so long ago, when you were about to be what, 47?
Yes.
Right?
So
That
young.
so many of our friends gave you birthday challenges.
Right.
Can we review this list to see what you have done and what you still have yet to do 2 years later? And I think when we did it, we were like, you have this year to complete these challenges.
Okay. Yes, I want to hear this list.
Yeah.
Well, we mentioned the aforementioned tater tots that Angela has never made herself. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
will now happen February.
In February.
In February. Okay.
When we're exhausted traveling all around New York City.
Sure.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Totally have time.
Yes.
I gotta put my glasses for this because I can't see because I have glasses now. Angela.
Ryan, excellent idea. 50 days of challenges for Frank turning 50. Will that lead to the community would like us to do our next meetup next year, and it'll be titled "Find Frank for 50" because he likes to pretend he's going to go hide out somewhere.
You're never
once
going
he
to see
turns
me
50.
again when I turn 50.
Right. So we have to find him in Disney.
But Frank loves attention too much to hide. And here I'm the Pisces saying that. I'm like Tinkerbell. If I don't get attention, I die.
Love it. All right, back to your list.
Okay, so the best tater tot casserole, right? So Lexi's in the chat. I have to go zip lining with her still. Yeah, there it is.
Have you ever been ziplining?
I was zip lining in the rainforest of St. Lucia on our honeymoon. That is the only time I've.
Weren't expecting that answer, were you, Angela?
Humble bragging.
Angela, I'm going to Iceland in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Really?
What
Wow.
does that mean?
I've never been. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I've never been to New York, so I totally understand.
Yeah, same.
Like this.
I heard it doesn't smell in Iceland.
Are you gonna make bread in a hot spring?
I'm going to a hot spring, so it's possible.
Maybe you can make bread there.
I didn't know you could do.
I don't know. I saw Zac Efron do it. It happened in Iceland. And you can try their drinking water. It's very fresh. It caffeinates you.
Oh.
I feel like I missed half of this episode, so I only know half the context of everything that I'm saying. But they made bread in a hot spring and their water caffeinates you. So you're gonna have a great time in Iceland.
Angela, you forget. There's so many tangents people are forced to keep up when listening to this episode. and it's only ironic that Angela is here as well because we were finally named the #1 siblings podcast according to Feedspot this
That's
week.
right. See?
You guys did it.
It's because of you. It's because of you, Angela.
This one moment in the past 2 years.
We had to get all the siblings together.
Exactly.
It's true. It's a celebration.
Exactly.
Now Frank gets to celebrate in Iceland with his bread.
And his caffeinated water.
His caffeinated water.
So Jocelyn had a good one, and I can't believe I didn't do this one, quite honestly, which was to create a Disney/Star Wars/Marvel inspired wrestling costume and share a photo wearing it across social media. I'm going to do that one. I got to do that one.
You should do that in the next week leading up to Halloween.
It's a lot to do in a week. Oh my gosh.
Lewis and Val, I did walk the trails of the animal kingdom. I did do that technically. But did I do that before? Oh yeah, that's the monologue of walking the trails and complaining about the abundance of shade.
Right. Yeah, because you have not been to Animal Kingdom since I think you received these challenges.
Correct. I walked the trails before Lewis gave the challenge.
Right.
So does it count?
What if I just share the video I have and I complain in a voiceover? Will that count?
I think that would suffice if you don't have
Angela.
your next trip scheduled yet.
But the park hopper option, you can do it whenever. That's returning in January, so maybe next year. That was really the reason why, because I couldn't park hop before 2:00, and I couldn't stay in Animal Kingdom that long. Let's be
Well, who wants to?
Exactly.
Well, thanks, Angela. Thanks for being our siblings for life.
All right, next.
Lee, this is one we can do, Jen, when we do our lives, is that I got to go to different locations in New York City
Oh yeah.
and film live and live stream from those locations. So that one I'll do.
Yeah. Because we were gonna do that for like every time we did Theme Park Thursday live on Thursday mornings.
Yeah.
And then 2023 hit and forget it.
Yeah.
Just didn't do it.
Yeah, so that was talked about. I think
Yeah.
I did one in Central Park. I think I did one. Maybe that was before the challenge came also.
Yes.
Who knows?
Oh, I have a Central Park question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you really drive through Central Park?
Yes.
Like, is it open to traffic?
Some blocks.
Kind
not
of.
all. Yeah.
Like
Okay,
you're
good.
not driving like into the park. You're like going
There's
like a road in the
70
middle of
streets
it.
to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
I can't wait to take Angela on all these tours.
I know. So excited.
Long Island Frank has a good one, and honestly, this one might have to be done where I dress up as my Renaissance Festival character, Lenny Burroughs, and walk around Times Square, and have at least 3 tourists take a picture with me. I think we're a little getting out there a little bit more with promoting the podcast lately. This seems like the right opportunity, and maybe I should wait for Angela on that one too. I don't know.
I want to be here
yeah.
for this so bad.
Times Square? Come on. We'll be there
I want to be
anyway
here for this.
on the
Yeah.
tour.
That might be part of it.
Yeah, I will hold your pennies for you.
So Angela can be one of the 3 tourists who gets the picture taken.
I
Yeah.
can be one of the 3 tourists.
Love it. There's so much to do. We have to
I'll
write
wear
all
my
this down.
scrunchie.
A scrunchie.
A scrunchie.
And Theme Park Rob to that also kind of mentioned like a picture with the naked cowboy in Times Square.
Right.
He also mentioned interacting a little bit with the costume characters in Times Square, which there's some.
I don't know that we want
Like
to
Lenny
there's a little
Burroughs?
bit of a line. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know. Angela, we will be keeping you away from some of those.
Yeah.
characters. You don't want to interact.
You will be a
with them.
prime target, Angela.
Something about my face that's
Mickey,
like,
hi, and they'll be
look,
like,
it's Mickey. He wants me to give him a hug.
it's like an elf. He's just like, oh, it's so funny. I think that's who you're gonna be. You're gonna be Will Ferrell in Elf in New York City. Like, oh, it's just like, Angela, you can't eat that gum off that railing.
Best coffee ever. You did it.
Going through the revolving door 100 times
Congratulations.
at Rockefeller Center. She'll just be going through the revolving door.
Oh
Mhm.
The
gosh.
ice skating rink is out there. The ice skating rink.
Is that there year round or just in front of the tree?
The ice skating rink will be there when you're there, but no tree. Yeah.
Just
Mhm.
so much.
So much.
Yeah,
Such a
we got
big
some things to do
place.
in a
Yeah.
short amount of
Are
time.
the rats there during winter?
All year round.
Wow. Are they that big?
I have a lot of PTSD. I can't do it.
And then Tom and Michelle, as I'm sure would be their challenge every year, is for me to ride the Matterhorn in Disneyland, as
Oh,
is
yes.
what I
Oh.
dream about most often.
Oh, I'll do that with you because
Mhm.
it was closed when I went in January.
Oh.
The Matterhorn.
Oh, man. That would be your luck. You would go all the way to Disneyland, finally, and the Matterhorn would be closed.
That's what happened. It was rough.
Mhm.
I see that. I don't know if you know this, Angela, that I said if we got to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Oh, I can't click the things. I forgot that I am not in
Oh.
control of this chat.
Uh-huh.
That if we got to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, that I would start to live stream Peloton rides that I go on, because I haven't been on my Peloton in a long time. So speaking of challenges, 218 more subscribers, and I will live stream on my Peloton.
Frank, let's go into this. Why aren't you riding your Peloton? What's going on, man?
Mm.
It's been a while. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having
just
some
gotta-
big feelings?
I just
Sorry.
gotta get motivated. I gotta get motivated to shed some pounds, I think.
If I can take a page from the previous podcast, the Magical Mommy Monday podcast. Do you have laundry hanging on the Peloton at this point? Because I think if the Peloton was in me or Angela's house, there's a good chance there'd be laundry on it.
There's a good chance it'd be in the basement like my bike, not being used for the past year.
Yeah.
Not naming
Yeah.
names.
There's only a 3-piece suit hanging on the
All right.
for work,
Some
You know,
which I plan to wear tomorrow, which is why it's
Sure.
there.
no, that's
Jeffers is here with the hashtag to save magical.
save magical.
Mommy. We never really got that final episode, so we're gonna need that. Just saying.
need a good closeout. You know what's so
we
funny?
do
I
need
will
a
go
good
back
closeout.
sometimes and I'm like, what? Well, that was only like last year. I'm like, wait, how long has it been already? What happened?
It was,
What is time?
it was such a great podcast.
It got us through 2020.
It did. I could not have done it without Jen
See,
and, you know, Frank from Moral Support.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were good too.
It's all right. I was there.
You were there.
Exactly. I still haven't watched Grey's Anatomy from our
I still have
Great.
not watched The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
there you go. See?
Oh.
So it's fine.
There it is.
It's
All
fine.
the things.
And Frank has still not tried the tater tot hot dish. So we all have things we need to work
We're
on.
all slacking, guys. We're all
I can't try the
slacking.
tater tot
Get it
hot
together.
dish until I get back on the Peloton, or they gotta kind of even out each other.
Or you could eat it while on the Peloton.
Oh,
Oh.
now there's something.
That's something. Yeah.
And it's
Little
like empty calories.
Maybe as we're doing the cooking segment, you're riding the Peloton. As
Then you are like live streaming your Peloton
right.
ride.
Be good.
For me, I will just stay on your podcast as a visitor.
I mean, Angela, you are welcome here anytime.
The door is always open.
Always.
I will never
anytime.
invite myself though.
But you must. I mean, I'll invite you too, but like then you go, I want to talk to you guys. And be like, let's go. Let's do it. Anytime.
So ask for my needs? What? Okay.
That's right.
That's a
Open door
good goal
policy for
right
Angela
there.
Dahlgren.
Open door policy. And then if not, there's always February.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
But
true.
we're not,
There you go.
listen, here's what I'm saying right now. It is October 24th as we record this. We will not wait until February to like talk again.
Yeah. Like like I just show up on your doorstep or you pick me up from the airport and we're like, hey,
Hey,
in 4 months, how's it going?
what's up?
Gonna meet your family now.
Well, what's so funny is like, how have I not spent more time with Angela in person? Like, what? I don't. It's so weird to me that,
I
like,
know. One time.
right? That's
One.
crazy.
Is it only the one time?
It's
Yeah.
the one time.
Wow.
And Frank, I've only met you one time.
2 times.
2 times.
Were you at the Oh, you were at the meet and greet. Why did I think you
It
weren't
was.
there?
Yeah.
Because you're
It
too
was
busy talking to
twice.
Jen on Haunted Mansion. That's
No,
why.
that was it.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we were bonding and creating the
It's
rest of our
true.
lives together. God,
That's true. We were
we
creating
should do a
podcast.
Listen, Angela, I
Circle
don't know
back.
if you saw. I sat with Jeffers on the last. Let me try to pull up the picture here on the last go round on the Haunted
Oh, you
Mansion.
did, huh?
And once again, I don't know where that camera is. And once
Oh.
again, I just
I was jealous for a minute and then I realized, did Jen find the camera?
no, I sure didn't. Just feel free to chat. I'm scrolling through to look for the photo now.
There's been a breakthrough here. Lewis says the Dillos are the perfect promoters of themselves by acting like they are not promoting themselves. It is part of
Wow.
their charm.
It's so true.
You have no idea how hard it is for me. Like when I do like a promotional like social media post, I'm like, oh God, I hate this. I don't want to do it. I'm talking about
It's
myself.
like, so if you guys want to like listen to us, otherwise if you have something
Yeah.
else to do, like don't
If you
worry
don't-
about it.
If you don't want to, it's okay. Like no
Like if
biggie.
it's like easier to unsubscribe, just like go ahead. Oh, by the way, I finally watched the Haunted Mansion movie, the new one on Sunday. I think it's my new favorite Halloween movie.
Oh,
Oh,
I
good
thought it
to
was so
know.
funny. Did you see it?
didn't see it yet.
Yeah.
I want to try
It's
to catch
so
it.
good.
Yeah.
It's like adult funny. Like you'll like go like when you're watching it.
All right, hold on.
Have we stalled enough? No.
Almost. I was going to share my screen, but my computer's like, no, you can't do that with your photo. So now I'm gonna just put it.
I mean, I can talk more about what I know about Iceland, which is so
yeah, that would be
much.
great. Yeah, do
Everything I
that.
know from Iceland, I learned from Zac Efron in his show.
What show are you
So what
talking
is?
about?
Yeah, that's what
He
I was.
has okay. Zac Efron has this show on Netflix where he goes to different countries and he explores it.
Oh
And he
yeah.
did an Iceland show, and he made Iceland look interesting because like people are like, oh, you see like the Northern Lights and you like hike and stuff. And originally I'm like, oh, that's it. But no, then like he showed the rest of the country. It looks really cool, and now I really want to go to Iceland. And now
Yeah.
Frank's going.
And I'm going.
Yeah, you got to look up that episode.
He's gonna make
I'll
bread.
text you pictures. There you go.
Well, you guys are both looking in the wrong direction.
Like, and we also we look like why are we sitting next to each other? I don't know this person. This is so
I know.
awkward.
We're wearing
Like,
the
we look
same
so
PFP Richard
Even
shirt.
the ghost looks uncomfortable.
We're looking like, what is this? What are we looking at? Oh, it's so funny. I'm like, well, these are the pictures I take everybody on Haunted Mansion. This is
No,
what you get if you sit
It
next
is
to me.
just kind of the theme of Haunted Mansion is everyone looks very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a couple of strangers on Haunted Mansion.
It's true. Even her and I, we weren't even paying attention to each other.
We were deep in conversation.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
And then the magical Mommy Mondays.
We were like, let's start a podcast. And then the world was like, let's have a pandemic. And we're like, cool.
We're like, let's
both.
do both.
Why not both?
I still get emails from our PR list, and then it makes me feel really fancy.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm going to do nothing with this.
I'm going to do nothing with this information. So that's that.
Exactly.
Do you want to, Frank, do you want to say 49 things before we go? Do you want to?
I don't have 49 things to
Oh.
add, but we'll get these challenges going and then see
Yeah.
what else comes along the way here as we go up to 50. Maybe I'll be inspired to take on more challenges in my 49th year.
Oh, should get older and older, closer to 50. Angela, I am so happy to see your face. And
I'm so happy to see
I'm
you too.
so happy that you joined us for this little family
Yeah.
dinner for Frank's birthday, even though we weren't eating. But
Well, it's like
Yeah.
we were. Hey,
Yeah.
you can take me to your favorite restaurant now that you go as family.
Oh, on the
okay.
list.
Oh,
Yeah,
we got a lot to do. I got to write
I
some
know.
down.
We do. We might have to do some planning.
A little bit.
Just
Probably
like-
have to do a little bit because there's a lot to do.
There's
So,
so I know.
There's only time to do so much, I think.
yeah.
I
You'll
know.
have to make a list. I think it should start with you make a list of what are things you really want to see and do, and
Your
then we can start
must-dos.
figuring things out. Yeah, what are your must-dos?
Well, I don't know what's real and what's not
Right.
in New York.
Well,
from
and
what
you can
I've
write all those down,
seen.
and we're like, well, that's not a real thing, but it's based on this. Do you want to see
Mhm.
this?
Okay, so if I wrote Big Rat, that would be a real thing.
We can make that happen.
Do you want to see a rat? I mean, do you want to?
Well, I don't know. Do
No.
I?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I sure don't.
If
You
you
just
come
have
to
to walk through Frank's
Minnesota,
neighborhood, though, apparently now, and then you'll see them. So
if you come to Minnesota, you can see a snapping turtle in my backyard,
that's adorable.
or hear the
Anyway.
coyotes. So lots of
Coyotes
coyotes
are
you can
scary.
hear.
All right,
Okay.
Angela, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Angela. Great to see you.
Frank, happy birthday.
Thank you.
We will maybe have to do a planning episode.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
so-
yeah.
do that.
Definitely.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
it.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Well,
And
thanks everyone in the chat.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that.
Yeah,
Same.
look at it.
Okay.
Okay,
Go,
thanks
do
to
it.
everyone in the chat. See, oh my gosh, we're on the same wavelength. That's crazy.
Same.
Wow.
Till next time, she's Angela Dahlgren, the Dillo's long lost sibling. She's Jen. I'm Frank. Bye bye.
Deuces. Happy birthday. For your one-stop shop for all things Dillos, visit DillosDiz.com. Follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at DillosDiz. Don't forget to join our Facebook group at Dillos Diz Community Core. We have plenty to see over at youtube.com/DillosDiz. Remember to hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you check into DillosDizResort.com with tiers starting as low as $1. Theme Park Thursday with Dillos Diz featuring Frank Cardillo and Jen Cardillo Snyder. Dillos Diz Podcast 2023.